Hello from Bob's Barn Workshop. Here we are in the kitchen again. Okay, today you guys are in for a super holiday treat. I am going to teach you how to make very easy homemade peanut brittle. Now my dad passed this recipe down to me and I don't know where he got it. He might have read it somewhere on the corn syrup box because you use corn syrup and sugar. And the recipe is very easy. The process is pretty easy. Takes about a half an hour to make a batch though, because what you need to do is I'll go through it step by step and show you the recipe. But if you like peanut brittle and you've been eating store-bought peanut brittle, this is 100 times better. So we'll show you how to do it. First, you need to add to your pot 1 cup of sugar. 1 cup of sugar. And then we have one cup of Karo syrup. And you can use the light. So I'm just watching it come up here to the 1 cup line. Bingo, we got 1 cup. Now I'm going to let that drizzle for a while. I'm going to get a rubber spatula and alright, so I've cleaned out my cup of Karo syrup. Let's see what else we got. Here's Grandpa's recipe. If you want to freeze on this, you can. My dad had great printing too. Look at, he put his little decorations on here. He's been gone 25 years now. I miss him dearly. Alright. So then we have to add 1½ tablespoons of butter and 3/4 teaspoons of salt. So I will do that off camera. And then we're going to start cooking this and dissolving it. It takes quite a while for all the sugars to melt. Alright, so I've added my 1.5 tablespoons, which I just used the marks on the butter stick, you know, for 1.5 tablespoons. And 3/4 teaspoon of salt. And now we're going to stir this up a bit. And it's going to take quite a while for this to melt down. Now we got a couple of other ingredients that have to go in here at the end of the cooking. Because you have to kind of keep stirring this constantly, otherwise it'll scorch. Now, you're going to be adding the peanuts once this gets melted down, and you need to try to get yourself raw peanuts, and you can usually get raw peanuts at like a health food store. We happen to have one in Rochester area here that we go to and get our peanuts. I think Trader Joe's might have them, but there is a health food store too. So we're going to let that start warming up. Let's see what else we need to get. We're going to need 2 cups of raw peanuts. And we're going to need a heaping teaspoon of baking soda. And what the baking soda does is it makes your peanut brittle frothy. So it's not like glass. It'll have a lot of air bubbles in it, and so it'll end up being breakable and chewable, so it's not like eating a rock. It's delicious. And the trick is cooking this long enough that your peanuts start to get that toasted flavor from cooking in the hot sugar here. So this is going to take a while, and I'll come back when I'm ready to add the peanuts, alright? We're just going to keep... This might take 10-15 minutes to get melted down. Alrighty? Alright, we'll come back. I got to get my baking soda ready. So I've been melting my butter and sugar together. I got a little bit while longer before I add my peanuts, but I have my 2 cups of peanuts and my teaspoon of soda. So again, all we have for ingredients is 1 cup of Karo syrup light, 1 cup of regular sugar, 1½ tablespoons of butter, 3/4 teaspoons of salt. That's it for making the sugar candy. So that's what we're doing right now. Now see, sugar does a thing, amazing thing when it gets to a certain temperature. It turns to candy, and that's when it turns to that hard, glassy substance when it cools. And so we've got to cook it to that point, but we've got to also bring it to that point with the peanuts in it. So let's see what it says. Cook over medium heat until sugar dissolves and bubbles for about 6 minutes. Then we add the peanuts. We cook over the medium heat, and it says about 18 minutes until the peanuts turn golden brown. And keep stirring so the peanuts don't burn. Alright, pretty easy, right? And then here's the second page. It says add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Stir to froth. Put on lightly oiled cookie sheet. Spread out thin. Cool in the garage or outside, and later break it up. So that's all there is to this. But it's some of the best candy you'll ever have. Now this is boiling quite vigorously. And according to the recipe, I think that it's time to add the peanuts. And wait till you do this yourself and you start smelling those peanuts get toasted. Oh my goodness. Alright. So now you can see the main concoction. Now what I'm going to do for the next 15 minutes or so, I'm going to have to do it off camera, is I'm going to keep stirring this while it's boiling hard. It's going to froth way up. I'll bring you back when you see that. It's going to froth way up high, get real bubbly, almost to the top of this pot. A lot like fudge does when you candy it. And when this starts getting boiling up big, I'll show you, but for now you can just take a rest. After my mom had passed away, but my dad was still alive, he used to come up to the house and at Christmas time, and he'd knock at the door, and we would jokingly go to the door and say, "Show us the peanut brittle first." Slide the peanut brittle under the door before we'd let him in. You know, he was a great guy. We miss him dearly. All of our parents had gone almost 20 years ago, 25. We'll come back. You can see she's starting to simmer. Alright fans, you can see that she's boiling quite vigorously now. This Teflon pan is nice because when it rolls up the sides it just slinks back into the bottom. You gotta stir this every minute or two just to make sure you don't scorch anything. And you'll see it start to get a nice amber color to it, golden glow like, and you'll see the peanuts start to turn brown. That's when you want to quickly add your soda and then quickly spoon it out onto the cookie sheet, because otherwise it'll turn into a big brick. Just like when you're making fudge, you know, that fudge I made a couple of years ago turned into a rock. I overcooked it and overbeat it, and it hardened up, but you know what, it's still delicious. Alright, as you can see now, she is starting to get a little more amber, and she's starting to get a little thicker, but we're going to wait a couple more minutes and watch it very closely, and then we'll add our soda and spread it out. Okay, we're getting very close. She's starting to turn very amber and very sticky. It has turned to candy because it stuck to my tooth when I tried it. Turned into glass, so I'm just going to wait till these get just a little browner. I turned up the heat just a smidge. I like the peanuts to be very toasty flavored. That's what makes it good. Alright, this is ready to go. I'm going to have to set you down because I got nobody to hold this for me. I am going to add the soda, stir it. Very quickly, beat, beat, beat. I see it frothing. Oh yes, it's frothing up, which we want. Air bubbles in there, and now we're going to spread it right out. And believe me, it starts to harden up very quickly. Just press it out like this. Try to heal up the holes here so it's monolithic. Alright, well, it's starting to harden already, so I can't do any more to it. That's it! So it's very, 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 very hot. We're going to go put it out in the garage where it's cool. And you'll see it starts to like level out. And I'll go find a place for it and we'll come back when it's ready to break. So there it is, cold and fresh. It'll be in the garage for an hour or so. Make sure it's nice and hard. I've got a gallon bag out here. And we'll see. Oh yeah, look at, she's totally free. And it's nice and brittle. I'm looking for the wooden mallet. I guess we don't use that anymore. I just need to use the back of something here. Great. It's definitely brittle. My daughter asked me when I'm going to make Grandpa's peanut brittle. Well, now I'm the grandpa. And there you go. But this is so quick and easy. Well, I won't say quick. 20 minutes or so per batch. Nice big bag of peanut brittle. We got another batch started. Alright guys, well I hope you have happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate. God bless, take care, and we will see you on another episode.